All right. Welcome everyone to the weekly CFO lives. All right. So we have a very short week ahead of us. Today was the day that the market opened. Yesterday we were observing July 4th. So if you guys are wondering why the markets are closed, especially for all the people who are not aware of 4th of July, especially, I guess if you guys aren't American, for some of you guys, I would expect, some people may not know why the markets were closed, but hey, I'm pretty sure people knew. All right, so hopefully, oh, there we go. People are coming in now. Awesome. Oh, thank you guys for the likes. 4 likes already. Wow. Thank you all. That's amazing. Let's bring that up to 10. Let's go beyond 10. How about that? All right, so let's go straight into the overall markets. Okay. So I told the CFO Streaming Watch members yesterday night that I have a very good feeling that we can have a nice little short squeeze type rally this week, just because of the markets being a little bit patriotic, especially the U.S. markets, right? And the U.S. markets, they influence a lot of the international markets as well. So, I was expecting the entire market to rally today, and that's exactly what we did. In the morning, we were kind of struggling to hold off the lows, and we continued to make lows of the day, but we found some support from last week's low, which was around, if we go on the weekly time frame, okay, on the week, last week we had the low of around 372.56, and today our low was 372.90. Right, so only a couple cents off. Right, so as we try to hold this low here, QQQ on the other hand, right, the entire tech sector was starting to lead the way, and eventually SPY was, first of all, SPY was lagging behind, and eventually it decided to catch up with QQQ as momentum started to come in. And today we got some decent volume compared to last Friday's volume. This is always good, whenever we're looking for a breakout, especially out of this 380 to 381 level that we've been looking at since last week. We wanted to see some more volume, and today we got that volume. Now, tomorrow, so this is where it matters. Tomorrow, we're most likely going to retest this huge level of sellers, right? And this is a very huge level of supply. And how do we know this? Well, if we take a look back here, right, this 385 support level, right, was used as, support multiple times on multiple trading days. And then if you take a look right here, right, there's a 390 level, which is our resistance. And how do you know this is a level of resistance? Well, we rejected it multiple times a couple weeks back and last week. Right, and that's where we had that nasty reversal to the downside. So, we have a little tiny supply area here between 385 and 390. So nice 5-point range. And so most likely tomorrow, if we're able to continue to the upside, which I think we will retest this 385 support level as a new level of resistance, and hopefully, and most likely, we will retest this daily 21 SMA, which has been a formidable level of resistance, just like the 10 SMA. But for now, we have closed above the 10 SMA, this red line here, 2 times now, right, including today. So this is a very good short-term sign. And if we're able to close above it tomorrow, and even possibly close above the 21 SMA as well, then there's a good chance that we retest the daily 50 SMA. And that will be our very first retest since, I would say, March. Right? That will be our first retest of the daily 50 SMA, an actual retest and touch of the daily 50 SMA here. Right? So, we haven't had it for over 3 months now. So, it'll be nice if we can get a nice short squeeze rally and then a retest during that rally at the 50 SMA and then start heading back lower. So that will be our point, our higher low, lower high point from in respect to this lower high that we got back in early June, right? So now if you guys are wondering where I'm expecting that to happen, somewhere around 397-ish to around 400. So nice little 3-point range. Okay, so 397 to 400 is where I would expect us to reject to make another lower high in respect to the previous high that we made back in early June. So with that in mind, make sure you guys are hedging correctly too, because in the bear market, we tend to have big bear market bounces, right? And you will never know where we will have a sudden downturn in any of the trading weeks ahead of us, okay? Now, today, commodities. I want to talk about commodities, specifically gold and oil and other energy names. So they've been getting pounded hard to the downside. And I've already told you guys this a couple weeks back, maybe even a month now, that I'm bearish on oil now, right? I'm bearish on crude oil, right? The price per barrel of crude oil, I've said that it's going to go down into the summer season. And guess what's been happening? That's exactly what's been happening, right? Oil is going down, and that means that's going to be a very good relief for the people at the gas pumps. And most likely in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we will start seeing some significant changes to the gas prices. Okay, most likely the maximum 4 weeks, but obviously it's going to be different for local, gas pumps and gas stations. But average, I would say 3 to 4 weeks is when you guys will start to see the gas prices to finally have a little bit of a dent to it as it goes lower, right? The past 2 weeks we saw a little bit of a downtrend in gas prices, but that was it, right? But with this big downtrend movement, so if you go take a look at XLE, right, we had a very significant amount of selling coming in as well, right? As you broke this crucial Sunday 1 level here that I was looking at, and we're starting to form a nice bearish chart pattern here, nice bearish range. And my final price target for XLE is 64, and I've been touting this, right? So we have a lot of room to move to 64 here. There's a lot of selling momentum, and most of the institutional traders who were in XLE long since I would say late September and early December have sold at this top here, right, on this evening star chart pattern. So with XLE, I think we start heading lower now, and I've been saying this since the past month or so, or maybe even over a month. And I think energy and commodity prices won't see any type of bottom until the summer season is done, and especially the GDP numbers and data that come out this week as well. Okay, because that will be the most telling sign of whether or not we are in a recession. And if we are in a recession, commodity prices will dump even lower. Steel, aluminum, oil, gas, whatever it is, right? Gold, right? Even gold today, right? Gold has been decimated today, and it just completely fell off the cliff here. And last week was the start of the bearish downtrend of gold, because if you take a look at the weekly time frame for gold, we've been holding this ascending support trend line for quite some time, since back in March of 2021, right? So this is a month-long, actually it's over a year now. It's a year-long trend that we've been holding, and last week we broke it, right, on Thursday and Friday. So this is the official bearish breakdown on gold, and depending on whether or not we see a official recession in our hands, right? Obviously, most people think that we are already in a recession, but the GDP data that comes out this week will be the official kind of strike of whether or not we are in a recession, right? So with gold, in respects to gold, if there is a recession, I think gold will find a faster bottom compared to other commodities like oil, gas, coal, steel, aluminum, and etc. Right? So continue to watch out for the broader commodity sector, but I will advise you to look at specifically oil and gas and gold. Okay, so especially when the GDP data comes out this week. Now tomorrow we have FOMC minutes as well, so I would expect SPY and the overall markets to kind of chop around before FOMC minutes comes out. The news comes out on what they're doing during their meetings, what they did during the meetings, excuse me, and as usual, the FOMC minutes will come out, I believe, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. So the time zones can sometimes be confusing in my head when I'm trying to switch the numbers here and there. But yeah, I expect the markets to be a bit choppy as we head into FOMC. So once the minutes are done and the news comes out, I expect some more direction to come out. So hopefully SPY and QQQ continue to the upside. I mean, like I said, we saw some substantial volume today on the upside, and we had bigger volume compared to last week's bounce, right? So this is obviously a good sign, and we have a nice especially on SPY here. So this is the last time I look at SPY for tonight, but we have a nice overarching SPY candlestick here, right? This is an engulfing candlestick that completely encompasses the previous candlestick, right? And now QQQ, on the other hand, right? This is a really, really big engulfing bullish candlestick. And, like I said in the past, right? If the entire markets are weak, QQQ or the entire tech sector will be a lot more weaker, right? And QQQ will be showing a lot more bearish chart patterns and bearish trends, while on the other hand, SPY will be showing, quote unquote regular bearish trends and bearish chart patterns. And then on the opposite side, right, if you're talking about the bullish trend or the bullish side, QQQ will have a more sensitive reaction to bullishness compared to SPY, which will have a relative lower or quote unquote weaker change to the bullish side. So that's the reason why QQQ had a very, very large bullish trading day, right? And compared to SPY, right, QQQ moved a lot bigger, right? QQQ moved 4 points compared to last Friday's close, while SPY had a nice, tame and calm close of 0.19% from last week's close, right? So, like I said, QQQ tends to have a little bit more price sensitivity and trend sensitivity to bullish and bearish trends compared to the overall market, which is SPY. Right. So hopefully SPY has a better reaction to the bullish bounce that we had today and the bullish volume. Okay, so my overall bias is that we go to 385, which is the first retest of this overall supply area. Okay, so this red box, rectangular box here, is my range here, right? 385 to 390, a nice 5-point range where sellers are most likely residing. And for the people who are just joining right now, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. But if you guys want to listen to the SPY analysis again, make sure you guys go back to the recorded video, which will be uploaded on the YouTube channel here right after the stream is done. So make sure you guys go back and rewatch the SPY analysis, because I really dive deep into what I'm looking at for SPY technically. Okay, and oh wow, I haven't been looking at the likes, so 6 likes already. Wow, thank you guys. I'm just 16 minutes in here and 6 likes already. That's amazing. Let's make sure we hit that 10 likes and above. That's gonna be my daily goal whenever I do these live streams. So it'll be amazing if you guys can help me with that, because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm as I'm doing my live stream, right? It pushes my live stream to strangers who are not subscribed to the Charts Focus One YouTube channel, or to people who don't even know what Chart Focus 1 is, right? So, Chart Focus 1 is here to help you guys with your trading and make your process of learning trading a lot easier. Okay. Joel, hey, thank you. Will do. Amazing, amazing. Hey, 7 likes. Awesome. So it'll be amazing if you guys can do me that favor. I mean, it's a lot to ask for when I'm doing a live stream, but hey, if you guys can and are able to click a like button, that'd be amazing. But hey, if you're not liking this live stream, that's fine. You guys can even choose to click the unlike button. I'm just gonna be real here, okay? I'm not gonna force you guys to, click on the like button. And if you guys don't like it, you guys can choose to click on the unlike button. All right, so that's it for the market summary and basically what happened today. And like I said, if you guys want to, watch the overall market analysis and what I thought about, the commodity sector, specifically energy and gold, make sure you guys take a look at the recorded video, which will be posted right after the live stream is done. Okay. The only reason why I'm repeating myself is that people asking the same questions every single time, even though I answer them, right? So I'm just making sure I'm being as repetitive as possible so that you guys are able to remember what I'm saying. Now, the CFS Swing Watch members did an amazing today. I absolutely killed it with the alerts that I give off. That I gave off for the members. I usually don't give out signals usually, but I've kind of been increasingly doing that because people want some direction. But usually I didn't make my CFO Streaming Watch newsletter and my CFO private Discord group for signals, right? I want to make sure everyone is able to trade by themselves, right? Mostly focusing on trying to learn as they're earning, which is specifically what the newsletter was made for, right? And the CFO Discord was purposely made so that people who have questions on the newsletter can directly have access to me and the other CFO analysts, right? So, I kind of want to go over some of the trades here. So AMD, right? AMD, the semi sector was incredibly strong today, right? So the only reason why I'm talking about the semi sector today and the reason why I talked about it and gave us signals in the CFO Discord today was that MU had earnings on Friday and I believe on Thursday, right? And it provided some pretty good earnings results and some solid guidance, which is surprising because the semi sector is still facing historical challenges like the supply and demand squeezes that they're facing with huge increased demand from the 2020 pandemic, and they're having production problems, which means they're having supply problems in order to meet the demands that they're facing in the industry, right? So Micron, in fact, they said that they're actually able to organize themselves well to go into these headwinds, and they're able to basically manage themselves well to be able to hold off of these economic bottlenecks that they're facing in their respective semiconductor industry. So that was very surprising to hear and see. And when I was taking a look at their statements there, everything looked pretty good, in line with expectations. And with their forward guidance, it was overall positive. So that was also the reason why I was kind of scratching my head and wondering why MU had a kind of a muted earnings reaction on Friday, right? But I guess we got our answer today because MU decided to blast off, and that allowed NVIDIA, right, and AMD, which are both leaders in the semi-sector industry here, to blast off, right? And so I gave off, two different entry points, right? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I gave an entry point right here, right? This is my first entry point. and the second one was right here, right? So if you got the first entry, you could have still held, okay, all the way to the end of the day, right? And you probably would have gotten more confirmation once I sent out the second signal to enter in again, right? But if you decide to enter in here and decide to sell when we hit near that high of the day that was made about a few minutes ago, okay, which was I think 74.92, then that's completely fine as well, because it was heading up into a very hard level of resistance, which is the reason why we rejected right away off of this 15-minute 50 SMA. And then that's when I said, oh, there's a possibility that we can have another entry, which we did, right? So if you guys played AMD today, congratulations. That was an amazing momentum play, right? We're just making consistently higher lows and higher highs, right? Now, apart from AMD here, I also provided an entry for TSM. And so, funny story here. So TSM, I believe exactly on this candlestick right here, right? This is when I was looking at TSM, right? And I was like, this would be a nice lotto here, because TSM was starting to kind of consolidate on this resistance level here, specifically 75, right? And as it was kind of consolidating below it and above it, kind of oscillating back and forth between this level, I said, okay, maybe it's time that we get in. So I sent out a signal between these two candlesticks here. Okay, if I zoom in here for you guys. All right, so between these two candlesticks, right, I sent out an alert, and it was a lotto, right? Because first of all, TSM looked very, very ugly, right? So if you go on the daily time frame, right, it opened up with a nice gap down. All right, so it's very bearish. But I decided to take a little tiny gamble by doing this lotto call, because it was oversold on the daily, okay? And I believe it's oversold on the weekly as well, right? So with two broader time frames, two bigger time frames, right? Oversold, that gives a higher probability of a nice bounce like we saw today. And with the overall semiconductor sector and industry being very bullish, especially AMD and NVIDIA, which are leaders in their industry, I said, TSM is most likely going to head up higher as well. And for the fact that TSM was lagging throughout the entire day so far before power hour hit, right? I said, why not screw it, lotto, right? A lotto call is possible here. And so we got in. Hopefully people got in, and we rode it all the way up. And because of the fact that we've actually held on to it until the end of the day, and for the fact that we had a very, very bullish end to the day here, okay, and with the very big volume here, bullish volume, I decided to hold on to his name as a swing, and hopefully tomorrow we can see some type of continuation, because we started to fill in the gap that we made this morning, right, at market open. So hopefully TSM is able to continue higher. And since we did get next week contracts, so contracts that expire on July 15th, hopefully we can get a run up into earnings. Why? Well, if you take a look here, earnings are due on July 14th. So hopefully we're able to have triple-digit percentage returns as this market continues to help the semiconductor industry recover from their losses so far in 2022. Right? So TSM, I want us to completely fill in the gap that we made today, okay, and also fill in the gaps that we have above here. Okay, so who knows? Maybe on the earnings reaction, we might just completely move to the upside, maybe open up around 86, 87, and completely fill in these gaps overnight from the earnings reaction, right? So who knows? But all I'm betting on is that hopefully we can see a nice earnings run up. And from the fact that we had a huge, one of the biggest volume bars in buying, right, that are skewed to the buy side since 2022 started, right? Overall, actually, since this downtrend started. Okay, so this big volume bar here is it's actually a very good sign, right? And if the semiconductor industry continues to have its bullish trend tomorrow, then I expect the overall markets to continue to move up. Okay. I apologize about my dog. Oh, Joe, you said will do. Navy SEAL sniper. Hey, Team 6. Thank you for that. Yeah, so we absolutely nailed the day trades today and swing trades. So if you guys take a look at NFE, right? So NFE is another energy play here, right? So NFE looks very bearish. And this is a LNG name, liquefied natural gas name. So like I said earlier in this video, I did go over energy, right? XLE specifically, the ETF for energy. And I gave my thoughts on the entire commodities sector based off of the XLE analysis. So make sure you guys go back to the recording so that you guys can see what I said. Now, so NFE, if I translate the analysis that I provided for you guys earlier in this video to this name, NFE is very bearish. First of all, we have a nice bearish flagpole, and then we have a nice descending triangle, right? So if I were to take out this flagpole from view here and just focus on this descending triangle, this is already a bearish chart pattern, right? And if I bring back the bearish flagpole in view again, then we have an overall macro bearish chart pattern, right? Bearish flag. So we have two overlaying same bearish chart patterns. So that must be saying something, right? And with the overall energy sector completely being in a bearish trend, I would expect NFE to head lower, which is the reason why I signaled puts for NFE. And NFE was a nice name that was featured in the CFO Swing and Watch back in mid-May, where we saw this incredible breakout out of this bullish flag. And thankfully, I was able to catch 350%. Okay, that was in percent. Triple-digit returns, okay, on this name. All right, as we decide to break out. So that was a great swing. So I'm expecting a nice swing again, except to the downside, not to the upside. All right, so I want triple-digit gains again on the contracts that we currently have and signaled on this name. Okay. All right, so that's kind of it for this week. I really just want to, not for this week, for tonight, since I just kind of want to go over the overall markets, right, and what the markets did today, right, and the reason why. The title of this live stream says accumulation time or short squeeze, right? I want to give you my reasons why I thought that. So hopefully the explanation earlier on in this video kind of explains that, right? But with that, okay, I'm hitting my 30-minute mark. Hopefully you guys are able to gain a lot of new information in the overall markets and potentially have some new trades that you guys can watch out for this short week. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and hopefully I can see everyone here again. Thank you all for watching and have a great rest of your night, and remember, work hard and trade smart.